Hello, welcome. It's midday. Yes, it is midday in the UK. It's the 10th of February. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. La, la, la. I'm so tired today. Just ridiculous. We're just so busy. Just not getting any sleep. Mind is going. Is that the same for everybody? Working from home? It's just very strange. Anyway, let's do the headlines. Darren's popped in, so we at least got him. So let's do the headlines. So Van Tam, the Professor Man, says COVID doesn't discriminate. England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer says the virus does not care what ethnic background you are from, as he urged everyone to get the vaccine. Are we still talking about that? Extra cash to remove unsafe cladding is expected. The Housing Secretary will make a statement later as thousands face huge bills for safety renovations. Too soon to book holiday, Minister warns. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps says, that's a name and a half, Grant Shapps, says there's too much uncertainty to make plans now for the summer. So I think we can book at home. Book at home, staycation. Let's stay in the UK. Prince Charles and Camilla get COVID vaccine. The Prince Charles and Duchess of Cornwall have had their first jab at Clarence House. 10-year jail term for COVID travel lies. Travel lies defended? Yes. Well done, BBC, for writing that clearly. The British public expect strong action. Grant snaps again. He's busy today. Amid criticism of the new penalty. So, yes, don't mess around or you'll get fined or go to jail. It's easy. What's the matter here? Right, let's see who is in today. Darren!
Good morning, afternoon.
Morning, afternoon. Have I got any hiss?
You haven't got hiss, but you're only in one channel. So you've got a lovely clear left channel.
I know what that is. Let's just sort that out. Right. So I've actually nailed that. There we go. There's
lovely. Yeah, you're just going to cross my room.
Yeah. Yes, we've got the hiss sorted out. It is the box.
Oh, okay.
If the box is left on for a long period of time, it generates a hiss. So I just have to reset it by literally pulling out the USB lead at the back.
Sounds good.
Simple. So simple.
Very good.
So right. First of all, what did you send me?
It's probably a good discussion point, but obviously people in lockdown are doing all sorts of stuff like that. I'm not saying I've got any time, but I'm just trying to do stuff to keep me sane. And one of the things that I did is I managed to find a vocal for an Arctic Monkeys track. So it's just the vocal, and I added all of my own sort of music over the top. It's a heavy guitar track. I have no one knows the track, and I had just added over my own dance version of it, remix version of it, playing keys and whatever else into it. But I decided to for a bit of fun, edit myself into the video slightly as well. So I don't know if you spotted that. But
yeah, clearly I can see that. Unfortunately, I can't show it because it's not in the format that this system accepts.
That's okay.
You haven't put it on YouTube or anything, have you?
I tried to put it on YouTube, but YouTube went, nah, I don't think so, mate. Loads of copyright infringements there.
Because I don't think. Let me just have a look. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. We might be able to share it. I'd love to share it. Here we go. Let's try that. Open that. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, hang on.
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond could have shaped heartaches to come to find you for in some velvet morning, years too late. She's a silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy, cause here isn't where I wanna be, and satisfaction.
Well, that's very noisy. Okay, that'll do. That's way too noisy. That is. Now, someone said my mic is low now. It just doesn't stop, does it? This.
Well, I can't compare it to mine, but it's obviously there's no one to compare it to from my side.
No, there isn't. Oh, here's Grant in the car. Hello, Grant.
Aye.
Hey guys, sorry I'm running a bit behind this morning, but I should be in my office in about 5 minutes.
That's all right, mate. Not a problem at all. Don't worry. I'm just this. StreamYard have seemed to do the software. Seem to have added loads of extra stuff on this morning, which I am just trying. Is that louder to everybody? That seems to be louder, doesn't it? No one cares. Okay, that's fine. that's fine. So Darren, explain that video that was just on then. So you took the vocal. Oh, you've lost me now.
Yeah, so I got the vocal. Am I back?
Yeah, you are back.
Am I here? I'm back. Okay, yeah. So I took the vocal, and just added all my own music basically. And it's just a lockdown thing, isn't it? I'm trying to musically. I would be gigging once or twice a week, and I'm going insane lockdown wise, and I need my music fix. And this dance music isn't my go-to area, but it's synth and all that stuff is, and producing. There's one thing I do enjoy is production. So yeah, I just spent a few hours doing that and decided to put myself for a laugh in the video as well. But yeah, I don't know if the Arctic Monkeys will be adopting it or I'll be joining them anytime soon. But you never know.
What confused me was that how good it was. I thought, well, was he just put himself? I thought you just put yourself in the video.
To be honest, mate, it was what I did is last night I went into the car, sat there with my laptop. I managed to lock myself in the back of the car because it had child locks on, which was hilarious, with a keyboard. And all I used iMovie, and all I did was opaque, as you'll tell, because obviously as he stands up, I'm still there. And managed to opaque myself into the movie. But other than that, there's no cleverness whatsoever. The cleverness is actually I stuck two movies together. So I put a live performance together as well as their music video to try and mix it up a bit. That was as clever as it got. So,
was this done on your laptop?
Yeah, just on everything on an iMac, and even the music side on iMacs and whatever else. I've never been a Mac person. I was an Atari ST person when I was doing my music in the early days. Atari ST FM.
Yes,
and then I moved Atari because of Cubase went to PC. I then moved with the software to PC and never really took Macs until mid-90s. Had a laptop there and did some music production, but they just do what they're meant to do, apart from mine breaking. But they do what they're meant to do. It's amazing. That whole song, all of them sounds of virtual instruments I plug into a MIDI keyboard. I play live on the MIDI keyboard, use some loops, use some MIDI drums, and they're all off my Mac. They're just all off a little laptop.
Phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely phenomenal.
It is incredible. Lockdown time thing, though. It's just things to do in your lockdown times. I do what definitely. You do, Matt. What you do to keep saying.
Well, I obviously, things are moving on with the station that Pete owns, Flashback Radio, and it's all getting quite exciting. Can't talk about it, but it is getting quite exciting. But I've come up with another show because obviously I do the Monday night show, and it's except for the Friday night house party, which is live, which again is all run from the MacBook. Everything's done on from that. The transmission, the videos, the music, everything is driven by the one single computer. So I do that live show on a Friday, which is great, and it's very interactive and texting and people requesting stuff. And then Monday is my dancey type of mix, new songs, which is all is pre-production wise. It's all done off air, and then I'll just do the voice track over the top of it. And then we've decided I've decided, no one ever asked me to do anything, but I've decided to do another show, which is the dance party, which is also on a Friday at 10 o'clock. Now, what happens here is that I use Ableton Live. I take it you've heard of Ableton Live.
Yeah.
Now, I used to use that years ago for all the stuff the remixes and stuff that we used to do for the stations and DMC and stuff like that. And I sort of fell out of love with it because it was just something that which, when you go away from something and then you never revisit it again and for a while. And then Pete said, you want to do a long mix? And I thought, well, I can't, the Ableton is the best software for it. And now that's what I'm doing. But, I've just finished the show for Friday now, the new dance show, and I just love doing it. I've made a trailer, and I wonder if I can get the trailer up.
Looking at your Friday, I was surprised not to see anything physical. So,
how do you mean?
Well, I know Tina was in the room with the dog and everything else, but I don't mean that. No, No, as in decks, even the
Oh, yeah.
sort of digital decks, you do everything, Mac. You don't have anything physical, do you?
I do have. I mean, I do have. Hang on a minute. Oh, obviously, I've got a. Pete should come on. Pete should be on here because obviously he's got a bigger one than me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the Serato Pioneer deck, which operates, but that still operates the Mac. That's just a controller. That's just an extension of a controller. Someone's jumped on, but I think that's Pete. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Oh no, Grant's jumping on two cameras. You're going to get echo now. There he is.
Grant, what are you doing to stay sane? You can't go to the gym. Obviously, work is work.
I've got a gym.
Hold on. We just heard a massive explosion. Sorry.
What?
What was that?
Ooh,
this is exciting.
I didn't hear anything.
A little bit exciting, a little bit scary.
Well, considering where he is with those massive dishes over the road from him.
I presume it wasn't his house, I take it. It was.
No, I don't think so. I heard a bump, but I didn't hear anything. Okay, we'll wait for him to come back. So what are you doing in lockdown, Grant?
Well, I'm supposed to be. I've kitted out my garage with a gym, which is awesome. Absolutely love it. But then I pulled a muscle at the weekend, so I've not been able to use it this week.
Oh God!
So I've just decided just to be insane. It's probably
just be insane, and that's it.
Why not?
Well, okay, that's fair enough.
What you do to keep sane? Well, I'm not.
Well, no, okay, that's fair enough. I mean, it's you missed the clip I was playing actually, because what Darren had done, if you'd heard, was it took a vocal, and obviously he's a musician. He's not a DJ like me. He can play things, and he's took the vocal of the Arctic Monkeys and then added the track underneath it and redone it and everything in a night on a MacBook in the back of a car, which is. It's just phenomenal, isn't it? Where you can go now. I'm intrigued now what this explosion was.
I know, yeah.
Why hasn't he come back?
I mean, I just talking sort of on a sort of business level in terms of the lockdown sort of thing. I kind of my hobby is business as well as my job in a way. I do enjoy it, and so I think that if I'm looking for stuff to do that is extracurricular, I have got one guilty pleasure. So I like sort of looking at, I say cars. So I'll go onto YouTube and I'll sort of look at cars. Oh, here he comes.
There he is.
So we're trying to find out
what's up.
Absolutely no idea. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was an explosion in Bude where a house had one of these cylinders outside the house to run their cooker, or inside the house to run the cooker. And it literally got shot. I think I spoke about it, and I took off 3 walls. It's on the other side of Bude. We didn't hear it or whatever else. But literally, that was a massive bang, and the whole house just shook. And I've just been on the roof. I can't see. Nobody else is out but us, but the whole house just shook. My feet shook under the floorboards. So,
oh, wow.
I've no clue what that is. I'm just, as you carry on, I'm going to go on my Banter website and see what it is.
So, Grant, sorry, carry on. So, about the lockdown.
So I kind of use YouTube and stuff like that to see, think about my next sort of, toy or car purchase. But my main guilty pleasure, I'd say, if I've got one, is it tends to be audible. So I might listen to it at the weekends or sometimes late at night. I've got a little bit of I like prehistory. So I got into a guy a while ago who called Graham Hancock. In fact, read his book on my honeymoon, and he's got this whole theory about there was a sort of a civilization that we know nothing about thousands and thousands of years ago that was wiped out at the end of the Ice Age by some sort of catastrophe, and that all of the ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and the Sumerians and the ones that we know about were actually founded by this other civilization that was wiped out. And he wrote a book called Fingerprints of the Gods, I think it was called. I think that might have been what it was called, or was that the other guy? Anyway, the idea was that he placed the evidence to show that all these civilizations actually had the same backstory, even though they were all over the world and supposed to be not connected. Including the Bible, the original, the original Bible, the Old Testament. And so that's kind of what I do to relax, because I just find it fascinating. I find it fascinating and there's a lot of stuff with that's tied into sort of ancient aliens and all that sort of stuff, and the missing link and all that. I love all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's talking about YouTube and because obviously there's tons of that stuff which you can. There's loads of videos on there, and you can get on that rabbit hole journey, can't you? And you can start off and it just goes downhill very fast. Yeah. Well, someone's just asked a question. Russell's just asked: has Grant read A Gold of the Gods?
No.
Have you read that?
No. See what I'm reading at the moment. This is one that was just given to me at the moment. It's called The 12th Planet.
Oh, right, yeah.
So somebody just gave me that book. So what I've done is I've got it on Audible, and I just kind of listened. So at the weekend, I was doing a little bit of DIY, which is, by the way, if anybody's think, do you do DIY to stay sane? It's the opposite of staying sane for me. DIY, I absolutely detest it. But there you go. You got to do it. Yeah. So
well, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. Darren, you found anything?
The View Banter is literally, it's a light, absolute light. And what they're all saying, they've heard it from miles and miles around. So from all the way, Holsworthy's probably 10 miles away. They felt and heard it there. And it's literally a light. But apparently, someone said heard it in Zimbabwe. I don't think it quite got to Zimbabwe. But people are putting it down to a sonic boom off a plane.
Oh, okay. That could be possible.
There's a few jets about, so yeah. But that was, I've never felt anything like that before. The house shook. So.
We just we need to mark a time with that. It was about 15 minutes in, because I'll go back and have a look at the video and see if I can find what happened.
Grant, just to go on your books, I've never ever been a reader. My wife loves it, and she finds it as escapism and whatever else. And I've read probably, in fact, if I could even think about what books I've read, I've probably read 3 books in my life. I can only think that I read The Hobbit when I was at school, and I read Frank Skinner's autobiography, which was just on my honeymoon as well, funny enough, and that was just utter filth and really funny. But other than that, I don't know what it is. I don't have the attention span, and my father-in-law keeps going on about Audible and listening to books, and when I was on the road a lot more and going up and down to and from Birmingham, I keep meaning to download things like the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards is really good, apparently. And I'm trying to think there's someone famous. There always is, isn't there, does the voiceover on them. But yeah, I feel like I've missed something that my wife would have read all the Harry Potter books. And she just absolutely, she reads now off a tablet, off what's it called? Kindle, thank you.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing how different we all are built. I just don't have the attention span
Audible,
to open a book.
I mean, Audible is my go-to. I can't really read a book either. For the same reason, my mind wanders when I'm reading a book. But Audible, it just seems to suit me. I can do it while I'm training. I can do it while I'm driving. And if you look at my Audible account, it's mostly business books. And I love business books. I love business autobiographies. But I have read that Keith Richards one. I read that a few years ago. But I listen to all of them. Yeah. So I probably get through about a book a month. I get a new book a month on Audible on the subscription. But occasionally I'll buy extra credits. But I always re-listen to books. So my favourite book that I listen to on repeat is Grant Cardone's 10X.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely love that book. It's just
What's it about?
Motivational. It's about 10xing your thinking to grow your Cardone's 10x. And it's just so motivational. It's basically the principle is, however hard you think it is to grow a business, you times it by 10.
All right, okay.
Well,
I'm going to admit to something that we probably need to come off the air for, is that when I'm driving to and from places, I start off on Radio 2, because Radio 2 is like the new Radio 1. Something that... then I get a bit fed up and go to Radio 1, listen to a bit of that, because I realise that sometimes he starts going from something that's a bit modern to a lame page, and it takes me too far. So I get to my Radio 1. But I end up on Radio 4, and it tends to be the speaking, and it keeps me sane. My mind's ticking over. So that's where I think the audio books would be brilliant for me, because I absolutely love listening to that.
You listen to the shipping forecast?
Well, I'm probably the Archers and some play, and then the comedy night and all that sort of stuff. As you're doing a 4-hour drive. But I've just admitted I listened to Radio 4.
But there's that thing on Radio 4. I've only listened to it once where they give you like statistics, don't they? You can ask them anything about statistics, and it gives you some really good statistics about. Well, when I listened to it, it was on the pandemic, and they were giving you some really good, behind the scenes numbers instead of the ridiculous one that you see on the telly every night saying how many people have died.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is just good. I don't start behind the scenes. I still think that's just a ridiculous measurement on the telly every night saying, it really is.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. There has to be measurement and there has to be a line in the sand, but I agree. It's just not one. I just don't think it's a stupid thing to say in some terms. It's just not the most relevant one.
Both the measurements they seem to publicise are ridiculous measurements because one is how many people have been diagnosed. And that's surely just on the basis of how many they've tested, which is, and they don't tell you how many they've tested. And then the other one is how many people have died that tested positive for COVID in the last, was it 4 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, I think
Again, it's just, you either died of COVID or you didn't, Why would you, and all the people that you speak of, they didn't actually die of COVID. And that just, why don't they just keep it straightforward and tell us the truth?
Yeah. It is something which I'm just absolutely bored with now.
I know. I'm sick to death of it.
It's not that obviously it is serious people dying, obviously, but it was just I'm just fed up with this. The whole situation of someone's died and then they put that down and then this and that. And, oh God, okay, I know it's serious, and then we know if people have died, and we've got there's somebody we know who's died recently again. And it's just, let's just get on with it. Figure now. I'm fed up with it now.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, open the pubs, for Christ's sake. We're going to go mental.
Oh, my God.
Well, because we haven't had our Grant, we haven't had our first drink since you've moved round here. It's only only across the green.
I moved to behind a pub. And I've never goddamn used it, for Christ's sake.
But it is incredible. It's incredible how starting the first lockdown was a bit surreal and become a bit of a novelty, and it was like but this lockdown now, I'm just I think a year of it is mentally draining for anybody, even considering I've got a great life. I work from home anyway, so it's not like life is too dissimilar in them in that context, but not being able to go out, not being able to gig, not having that free world just to pop into a shop. It's just driving me crazy, absolutely crazy.
I mean, F35, by the way. I'm really sorry for our kids as well. I mean, my daughter, my son. My son Bruno is supposed to be at university. He's going crackers. He's 19 years old. He's supposed to be out, in nightclubs and pubs and socialising with all of his friends and having the time of his life. Learning all those things that you learn at that age, with the interaction, and he's just sat in his room on his own all bloody day, every day, and it's just it's really, really unhealthy, and he's really getting fed up with it now, and I just think that there's got to be a better way than this. There has to be a better way.
Pete, I mean, what's happening? Pete, what's happening in the world of the pubs? Because obviously you're connected with them more now. And obviously the Jam House in Birmingham is one of your, not what you frequent, which is where you work at. I mean, how are they dealing with it now?
Oh man, I think part of the problem is we opened we're in between lockdown 1 and 2. We were really lucky because people could sit down in our place, they can eat and they can watch a show, and then they can listen to me or whoever playing records. So we took it that we were going to open for a little bit, and we did 9 weeks. It was great from a financial point of view because I got some money, which was good. However, people just do not behave themselves. The rules were, and it wasn't Jam House rules, this was national. It was you can't sing. There was no singing along with songs. So from my point of view as a DJ, you couldn't play anything that anybody could sing along to, which is quite tricky when you work in a sing-along business. There was no dancing. it was like, imagine Footloose but worse.
So I just got the reference then.
It was a nightmare. So it was great to be open, but no one could do anything. And to be honest, I mean, I had the app on my phone, right? And the amount of pings that I got, because do you know what I mean? It was like ping, 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 ping. Just like 3, 4, 5, 6 days later, you may have been next to somebody. It was nuts. So the end of the summer for me was a nightmare trying to do that. And the Jam House, he's coping by furlough. There's, a lot of staff have been laid off. A lot of staff have been just told, because they're casual kind of workers, come back when we can give you something. But they are, in the background, there is still things going on. We're still doing sort of online stuff and that. But it is such a shame for, it's a shame for me because I'm not working, but it's a shame for the customer more than anybody, because they're going, well, what do we do? We're trying to give them as much online Jam House entertainment as possible, but it's not the same. As much as we like to think we're in a super duper mobile phone world where everybody, as soon as you say, I'm going to do a live stream, everyone goes, what's going to happen next? It doesn't work like that. And people can watch EastEnders or whatever. They don't care about whether you're playing Live, Enjoy, Dreamer or not. They don't care.
Well, you say that, but the house party on a Friday, which I do, I get a lot of interaction with that.
That's a special, kind of. We do take the mickey out of you when you're not listening, because you've got this thing. Nice little, and obviously bubble. Grant now. Yeah, Grant's now in the bubble of the Dorridge Massive.
Didn't get any pizza though on Saturday, Pete.
All right.
So you've got your own little clique there, which is cool, and we all love it, and it's great, and we like to see you sat at your desk, look like you're checking your emails. It's beautiful.
See, Darren was talking about that then. That I'm not physical enough.
Well, that's why I came on, because I was sat watching the YouTube stream, and I was like, "Oh, 2 things. 1, Darren's talking about equipment, and I got loads, and 2, there's been an explosion." And there's been an explosion. I don't know what it is.
It's an F-35 apparently. F-35.
Okay. Well,
and I can slightly hear some jets as we speak now. So they're obviously, because it's sea-bound, they've obviously done a sonic boom. But I've never felt anything like that before.
It was me and Grant's face when he went, "There's been an explosion."
Very dramatic. Oh, doom. I forget.
Right. Okay. We're nearly at the end of the show already, which is surprising. Now, last week there was a Zoom call for the parish council, which we put on the show. There's another Zoom call that's popped up today. It's been on the news and everything today, but it was quite a serious one because it was a court and a judge, but somebody who was in the Zoom got a filter stuck on. So a very important judge in a court, which was all online. But one of the people actually had their Zoom filter stuck on.
Can you hear me, Judge?
Oh my God!
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to this,
that is probably funnier than the other one.
It is.
Yeah, it's just, I'm not a cat.
I'm having that for my show tonight. Thank you.
Oh yeah, okay, you can have that. So just download it on the Guardian on the YouTube. Oh dear, I think we're going to get a load more of those coming on. I'm surprised there hasn't been more. I did look on YouTube earlier. There is a lot of funny Zoom call compilations, but they're all people leaving their cameras on and then doing something inappropriate on the camera and stuff like that, but not to that extent. But lovely, it's great. This digital technology has brought.
You know what? That's just reminded me that I had one yesterday. I was on a Zoom call yesterday.
Oh,
I'm glad you put Zoom call after that.
50 people on it, and for some reason, this woman turned her camera on, and for some reason, her camera was down under a desk.
What? Hello?
If you can send the invites via our Facebook group normally, please. Our WhatsApp group, please.
Oh, my camera's in the wrong place. You turned it off.
Well, clearly. So,
What's been going on there?
she's going to say she started the whole thing with the camera underneath the desk. So that's weird.
I know.
From her last call, maybe?
Well, it started off, it was just a blank screen. And then when she started talking with the moderator, she said, I'll turn my camera on.
Sounds like one of Pete's websites. Anyway, hey. So who you got on your show this evening, Pete?
I've got two guys from the Pavilion, Post Pavilion podcast, it's called. These are ex-Butlins Redcoats and managers who do a podcast together, and it's quite good.
Oh, okay, that sounds fun. And what time is that on?
That's on at 8 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, and Flashback Radio.
Excellent. Okay, we'll be tuning in for that. You don't need my assistance on that today.
Yeah, well, you're more than welcome to come on.
Well, now I might, I don't know. Don't want to be slagged off by you lot. Just sat here in my Dulwich bubble. It's fine. I've now got that in my head. I'm sat there at 7 o'clock on a Friday thinking, are they laughing at me?
It's going to be like this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get the decks out now. I'll get the smoke machine out and we'll be all on.
It's be like...
Oh, calm down,
on Friday. No, just you do on Friday, mate.
Thanks. Right, that's it, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We will see you all on Friday at 12 o'clock. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you guys.